When your AC stops working, just call the experts at KS Services Heating and Air. They're fast and affordable. Right now, purchase any Bryant energy efficient system and save with 0% interest for 60 months with approved credit. It comes included with a 5-year labor warranty. And our fair price guarantee means that we will always give you 3 quotes for every situation. A good, better, and best. Call KS Services Heating and Air today. We roll on, whatever it takes.
It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the afternoon edition for Wednesday, August 23rd. I'm James Spann. Of course, all eyes are on the Gulf of Mexico with Harvey getting its act together today. That will affect Texas in a big way, southeast Texas. What about the impact on Alabama? And we do expect 2 dry days tomorrow and Friday before moisture starts to come back. So a lot of things to talk about. Let's dive right in. At the moment, there's a very nice anomalous trough over the eastern U.S., and that is pushing down drier air. The surface front is right over central Alabama, and that's the radar at 225. We have showers and storms along and south of the front, roughly along the U.S. 80 corridor, Selma, Montgomery, Auburn, Opelika. The northern half of the state in drier air. Any showers and storms this evening should be, again, from U.S. 80 on south. Heat levels not bad at all, mostly 80s. Birmingham at 85 at mid-afternoon, Cullman 82. And the dew points are starting to come down. The dew point at Fort Payne is down to 61. We might see a few of the cooler spots like that in the upper 50s here Friday morning. That'll feel good. There's a watch warning map. Of course, all the attention is starting to be focused on the Texas coastal plain. We have a hurricane watch in effect for parts of the Texas Gulf Coast because of Harvey. Otherwise, things are quiet. Marginal risk of severe weather later today and tonight on the middle Atlantic coast. Tomorrow, dry air takes over the northern half of the state. And on day 3, which is Friday, much of Alabama in dry air. And a risk of severe storms on the Texas coast as Harvey approaches. And yeah, buddy, got some big rains. First off, down in South Florida, that's a bullseye of 6.2 inches. That is a tropical low that is not expected to develop in the short term, but it will produce heavy rain there. That'll be moving east just off the Atlantic coast, maybe becoming Irma. But of course, Harvey is the big story. Here's a higher resolution look at the WPC QPF chart here. Got a bullseye of 16 inches around Houston and Galveston. And I wouldn't be shocked if some folks there had more than that. We'll show you modeling here in just a moment. And this is the rain again for the next 7 days. Carries us through Wednesday of next week. There's a visible satellite view of Tropical Depression Harvey with sustained winds of 35 miles an hour. This will likely be a tropical storm by tonight. Coming right up toward the middle Texas coast, the biggest rains will be along and north of the landfall center. Basically Corpus Christi north. Have a hurricane watch for much of the Texas Gulf Coast. You can see that the Hurricane Center has it maintaining strength as a tropical storm through its life cycle here. And then it just kind of meanders around southeastern Texas all the way through Monday, and that's just horrible. I mean, this could be an Allison-type thing. Allison produced catastrophic flooding there in 2001. This is again, the rain from WPC directly from Harvey, showing an excess of 15 inches around Galveston and Houston. And again, I wouldn't be shocked if some spots had more than that. This is the 5-day outlook from the Hurricane Center. That other disturbance, Invest 92L, should be drifting northeast. Modeling, they just kind of loop it around the eastern Gulf without much development. Some of the models do bring it up to tropical storm strength, but if anything forms, more than likely it's going to be when it's over in the Atlantic when that happens. And again, no direct impact on Alabama's weather. But let's go through modeling. This is the GFS, the 12Z run, valid tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock at 500 millibars. Nice cool trough over the eastern U.S., and that's going to push down some dry air. A nice day, mostly sunny and less humid tomorrow. Highs mid to upper 80s. And, of course, Harvey is developing in the southwestern Gulf. This is Friday. We're in dry air. We start the day well down in the 60s, maybe a few upper 50s in spots. Sky partly to mostly sunny with a high in the mid to upper 80s. Harvey is near the Texas coast. And a whole lot of moisture feeding north of that up into the upper Texas coastal plain. Saturday, Harvey is inland, barely inland. And again, very wet, high flooding issues there for southeastern Texas. And moisture starts to increase here. And we'll mention a chance of showers and storms, but it's just that, a chance. A lot will depend on how Harvey behaves and the structure of this, but at least a chance of scattered showers and storms. Then by Sunday, Harvey is just not doing anything. The steering currents collapse. It stays stationary over South Texas, and again, tremendous rains falling over Southeast Texas, Southwest Louisiana. But if this were to verify, we really wouldn't have that much rain on Sunday. We'll mention a chance of showers and storms. Let's go to Monday. And again, you've got Harvey that's just not moving. And that is horrible news for southeastern Texas. But for us, that looks fairly dry. We have seen other runs that bring in a big, massive tropical rain. So confidence is very low in how much rain we see from this and when it arrives. Tuesday, Harvey is sitting on the coast, almost back in the water. That looks dry for us. And then again, we're going to mention showers and storms each day, Saturday through all of next week, because this, I'm not so sure that's right. And this is Wednesday, a week from today. That's the upper look. Here's the surface chart, and Harvey is sitting right on top of Houston. And again, we would be in a situation where certainly there's a chance of showers and storms there. Let's check the European. It's a little farther east. It's got Harvey near Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And again, that would suggest certainly maybe a more widespread rain event for our state. So again, the confidence is low here in how much rain we see in Alabama and when does the big rain arrive, if any at all, from Harvey. I honestly do think we get a lot of rain from Harvey, but it might take a while. Might be toward the middle or maybe even the end of next week before the bigger rains come. We'll just have to watch it. And also note here on Wednesday of next week, what could be Irma is just east of Wilmington, North Carolina in the Atlantic. We'll keep the European going here. This is Thursday of next week, the 31st. And Harvey is located around the shoals. And obviously that would be a very wet day for us. And Irma is in the Atlantic, moving out to sea. Here's the end of the forecast period. Back to the GFS, Saturday, September 2nd. Broad troughing over the east. And again, it's still got Harvey hanging around Paducah, Kentucky. So obviously confidence in a specific solution here beyond a few days is low in what happens with Harvey once it gets in. But I get the idea this thing's going to hang around for a long time. And it's going to be a big problem with flooding. In fact, let's look at the QPF numbers. This is coming off the GFS. It's got a maximum of 50.4 inches. Look up there in the upper right part of the screen. You see the max. That's not good. I mean, that's like rains of biblical proportion. And I'm not saying somebody's going to get that, but the idea is on the table. And obviously, and again, this is rain for 240 hours all the way through Saturday, September 2nd. And really, the GFS is not showing that much here. But let's go to the European, and it's got some pretty big rains over the far western side of the state. And again, the big numbers, of course, in southeastern Texas, and it's got a max of 33 inches, almost 3 feet. There's very good consistency. Again, here's the GFS. Here's the European. Bottom line is the Texas coastal plain, the upper coastal plain, going to be hammered. Galveston, Houston, this could be a very serious, maybe a life-threatening flooding situation. We'll check the numbers. Hey, 90s nowhere to be found. This has kind of been the year without a summer. We haven't had that much really hot Alabama weather. You can see we might drop into the 70s at some point next week, but those numbers are looking pretty good as we wrap up meteorological summer next week. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can't catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.
AC broken? Just call KS Services Heating and Air. All Bryant energy efficient systems come with a 5-year labor warranty, and our fair price guarantee means that we'll always give you 3 quotes for every situation. Just call KS Services Heating and Air today.